he did say all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he'll ever do that. I think maybe he'll finish out the season. Like, I just don't think he's just going to quit though.
Yeah.
Right now. Like, I think he's going to finish out the season.
That's just wild.
At least.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looked pretty impressive, I'd say, in his preseason game. We don't want to overreact. So did what's his name, Giants quarterback Jones. Looked awesome too in one series, but going into from a fantasy perspective, he's gaining more and more traction, more and more steam, and if he continues to show these flashes during preseason, he's going to fly up everywhere. I think as far as DFS goes, daily fantasy sports, he's already going to be one of the highest owned quarterbacks going into week 1. I think because of his price, everything else. And it's season long, dude. How far is this guy creeping up? Because I think, to me, this fantasy football season is kind of strange. Every year you're dying for the number 1 pick, right? You want as close to the top as you can get because you really, really want a David Johnson or a Bell. This year, especially assuming that we're doing a snake draft style, I want the last, I want the back. I want to be in the back of the pack. If I can get me an 8th, 9th, 10th, or something like that, in a 12-man league, I might even take 12. Because it might be more, first of all, I think it's a situation where you can kind of let other people make the mistakes all the way through and then kind of see a more narrow pool of what you're left with and then make the best decision of the guys available. On top of that, you quickly get a turnaround. You get another pick. You get to stack that real quick. Now you got 2 guys. And by the time the number 1 pick comes, not only do you have a number 1 pick that's probably not as secure of a number 1 pick as we've had in some of the years past, but now you're not getting to pick again for way too long. You're missing out on all the depth. So this is weird. In my fantasy league this year, I've gotten 8th and 9th, and I played in a 12-man league. I got 8th and 9th, and it sucked the last 2 years. This year, I'm hoping I get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something. Put me in the back so I can just grab 2 dudes, let them make some mistakes, and make the decision for me almost, because I don't really trust the guys that are projected to go number 1 overall. Zeke, of course, he is dealing with a contract thing. I believe Dallas is just going to pay him. That's just Jerry Jones' style. I do think Dallas is just going to pay Zeke and he'll play. So I think he's fine. But